Good morning students. Welcome to the next video on Mahajanpad era. Today we will discuss about the period of Mahajanpad in which Magadh empire was the powerful empire of that time. So Magadh dynasty was founded by Chandragupta Maurya. He was a disciple of Chanakya who assisted him in defeating Nanda dynasty, which was ruling the province of Magadh. Patliputra was the capital of Magadh. So Chandragupta Maurya captured the capital of Patliputra and founded the Magadh Empire in 321 BCE. So you need to remember the timeline of the empire. Another important ruler who ruled in the Magadh Empire was Ashoka the Great. So Ashoka the Great was the powerful emperor who expanded the territories of Magadh Empire till Kalinga. So in the Battle of Kalinga in 263 BCE, he conquered the lands of Kalinga, which was another powerful Mahajanpad. But due to the bloodshed which occurred in the Kalinga war, Ashoka left the path of violence and he started preaching the teachings of Gautam Buddha. He became an orator and he started preaching about the teachings given by Gautam Buddha in Buddhism. So he spread Buddhism in his territories, as well as he appointed some ambassadors to go in vast areas out of his territories to spread the lessons of Dhamma. So Dhamma were the teachings of Gautam Buddha spread by Ashoka the Great. So Ashoka was insisting on spread of non-violence because his mindset was totally changed after the Kalinga war. He became a follower of Buddhism and he started preaching Dhamma to others. So in this manner, his attempt to preach Dhamma became popular and Buddhism spread in most of the parts of South Asia. Today, as we witnessed, Korea, China, Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, these countries are having more Buddhist populations because Ashoka spread his ambassadors in these areas. And because of that influence, many people converted themselves into Buddhism. So Buddhism became a popular religion in Southeast Asia because of the efforts done by Ashoka. So we get to know about this information from Ashokan inscriptions. Now Ashokan inscriptions are found in different areas of the country, in different parts of the country. So many useful information about the history of Ashoka after the Kalinga war is engraved on the stones in the form of inscriptions. So these inscriptions are very useful sources of history. These are the primary sources of history which tells us about the voyage and the journeys took by the ambassadors of Ashoka. And it also throws light on the administration of Ashoka, because at that time he developed his administration in a very scientific manner and it became more promising for others. So Ashoka developed a lot of economic reforms. He also developed a lot of social reforms, religious reforms under his rule. In this manner, the Mauryan Empire became a popular empire of the Mahajanpad era. Now talking about South India, we witnessed Many empires ruled in South India also, but three important dynasties which existed in South India were the Cholas, the Cheras, and the Pandyas. Other than this, Satavahan dynasty was also there. So Satavahan rulers ruled the areas of South India in the Deccan Plateau. Their important attempts were to unite the territories of South India, and in this manner they became a powerful kingdom of South India. And around 300 CE, the empire was expanded up to the vast territories of South India, and it has covered a lot of areas which are now existed in Deccan Plateau, as well as near the sea coast of Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. So these emperors and different kingdoms together are known as Sangam dynasty. So Sangam dynasty ruled the parts of South India for a longer period of time during the Mahajanpat era as well as after the end of Mahajanpat era.